The Jordan Rally, round 4 of this year's FIA World Rally Championship, the only WRC event based in the Middle East and unique in the fact that here the Ford Fiesta RS WRC will be competing below sea level. And the service park for the event is based alongside the famously salty waters of the Dead Sea. We have already witnessed rallying on snow in Sweden and battling the effects of high altitude in Mexico. But what happens when you switch to low altitude?
Well, it's very famous that we have less power in Mexico because we're at high altitude. Being at low altitude here in Jordan, we probably got a little bit more power than we would have at sea level. But on the other hand, that's slightly cancelled out by the fact it's so hot here in Jordan. So we're probably looking to run around normal sort of power levels, really.
Are there any other kind of traits of this rally which are special, which have a special effect on the car?
I'm not sure so much an effect on the car, but it's a gravel rally here, but the roads are very hard, almost a tarmac surface in some places with a sort of sandy top. It's quite a fast rally, but also some twisty sections as well, so you've got a little bit of everything. Yeah, in some ways it's quite difficult here with the car because the road is so man-made and so smooth. We're actually running quite low ride heights here, sort of similar to you might find somewhere like Finland where the roads are renowned for being pretty smooth. The danger comes then when we've obviously got quite a lot of rocks around with a moonscape nearby, so as the cars run through, one car pulls a rock in the road and then the next car that's coming can hit that rock. So although we run the car low, that is a risk that we take.
And you mentioned the heat. Obviously for the drivers inside the car, that's a big issue. But I guess for the mechanics and everybody working around the service area has an effect on us all.
Yeah, it's difficult working in the heat outdoors. I mean, being in the car is the worst place. I certainly wouldn't like to be in there for too long myself. But the guys are used to it, and they know as well as we do that keeping the cars light and fast is important. So, you know, they are limited on onboard comforts.
Onboard comforts? What would they be, Tom?
Well, they haven't got any air conditioning like you or I would switch on a day like this. Small hole in the window, it's about as much as they're going to get.
The rally includes the longest stage we've seen so far on the championship calendar, the 41 kilometres of the Jordan River stage. Both Mikko Hirvonen and Jari-Matti Latvala completed it successfully. Technical director Christian Loriot tells us what they're looking out for on that stage.
Well, obviously you're worried about two things potentially. It's the temperatures going up and up over the threshold and the tyre wear. But as it was, to be honest, none of those were a problem. So actually the stage wasn't a problem, but for the drivers that have to be on it, you know, for 40 kilometers flat out.
Temperatures during day one in Jordan rose to 31 degrees. The temperature inside the car would be well in excess of that. We follow up with Mikko's engineer Tom Fowler to find out how things have gone so far.
Well, as you say, it's very, very hot here, and particularly in the afternoon, temperatures are higher than the morning, obviously, so that affects the car. Everything's running a bit hotter, so everything's under a bit more pressure. But there's steps we take with bigger fans and different cooling arrangements that we put into the cars depending where we run them that tends to keep everything under control. And today, temperature-wise, we've had no problems really.
After 2 days of competition, Jari-Matti Latvala took second position and Mikko Hirvonen took fourth overall. The next event on the championship calendar is Rally d'Italia Sardinia in May.